Salutations and good day, folks. Today we're out here in the Strawberry Mountain Wilderness, on the edge of it anyway, and we're gonna make our way down to Strawberry Lake. Go see if we can't catch any trout. I don't know. It's a beautiful day. It's unusually cold today, which is quite the treat. It's maybe 55 degrees out here. It's end of June, should be like 100, but I'm not complaining. So we're gonna head on down Strawberry Creek and make our way to Strawberry Lake, see if we can catch some trout, see if we can wander on back towards the falls. I don't know, I've never been here before, so it's gonna take me a minute to figure out where I'm going, but there's clearly marked trails, and I don't know. It's a big ass lake next to a big ass mountain. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Why don't you come along? I spent a couple unsuccessful hours trying to catch some fish. They're jumping right here in front of me, but I just can't seem to get them. I guess I don't have the correct bait. Whatever they like eating is not what I'm putting out, so we're gonna make our way around the side here and see if we can't find that waterfall. So this lake, I don't know if you can see it very well behind me. This is a glacier lake. It was created in two parts, really. Some 200 million years ago or something like that. A chunk of the ancient seafloor got squished into the North American plate and was pushed inland with continental drift. And then 20 to 10 million years ago, the Columbia Plateau volcanic activity that eventually became or fueled the Yellowstone hotspot pushed up a volcano here. And so you've got half of this mountain is old seafloor, and half of this mountain is new cascade-like volcano, which is pretty cool. I think it's andesite, kind of volcanic lava. And then as this ancient and new volcano came to be still, the Ice Age hit. And when the Ice Age hit, it created these massive glaciers. And the glaciers slowly slid down and carved out this large bowl here. And carved out the riverbed and the valley that leads down towards Prairie City. And as that glacier melted, it fed this waterway, and eventually there was a landslide, pretty decent sized landslide, and it blocked off the exit of the glacial waters over here and created an actual lake. So this water's pretty clean, pretty clear. There's a lot of trout in here, but I feel like I just lack the skill to be able to catch them. They're just jumping all over the place. This lake in this region had a profound importance to the Wadatika Nimu, one of the bands of the Northern Paiute. They would come here to this area to hunt and to collect wada seeds. It was an important enough staple to their culture that that's what their name means. Wadatika means the eaters of wada seeds and wada roots. And I think I've been seeing some of it around here, but it's kind of hard to really pin down because modern range management doesn't really see a function or a use to the wada seeds, the wada plant, and tends to just lump it together as sump weed. And yeah, so it's kind of been lost as a culinary staple. But the indigenous tribes of this area, they found it to be important enough to make it their namesake. But for thousands of years, the Wadatika would come to this region to hunt and then continue on towards the Malheur Lake, towards the edge of the valley, and make their way back down south towards the tip of the Great Basin. Yeah. Let's see. Just think a good view of the lake and maybe, I don't know. It's such a tiny screen on this Osmo, I can't really tell what I'm doing. I can see I'm in there, but it's kind of hard to tell what else it's actually picking up. But I think if I follow this side down this way about a half a mile, it should cut off to the east and lead to Strawberry Falls. And I don't know, right now it's probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I got plenty of light, plenty of time. I'll head over there and see what I can see, and then maybe come back. Maybe the fish will be biting. Maybe they'll be hungry enough to want to eat my power bait. I guess we'll see. But there's some nice campsites over here. I mean, right now there's a burn ban on for anything that's not an official ringed fireplace. But there's some decent spots to camp over here. I had halfway considered bringing my like backpacking backpack and just making a little shelter, setting up my hammock over here. But the weather's been really wonky. Normally it would be, 90 degrees, maybe warmer. And right now it's probably 55, 60 degrees, 60 at max. It's pretty chilly. It's raining. And I didn't really want to be stuck over here without being able to have a fire, so I got myself a campsite down at Strawberry Campground. Strawberry Campground. But that way I have somewhere that I can, put my cooler and have a little fire, have a little rest, enjoy this beautiful region. This place is really pretty. I'm gonna have to bring the kids up here. It reminds me a lot of Anthony Lakes, but there's not, 200 people fighting to fish and swim, which is kind of cool. And actually Anthony Lakes isn't all that far from here. It's just, I don't know, maybe 50 miles north of here, maybe, if even that far. And there's a lot of dead timber in here. Okay, here's where the creek comes in. Yeah, this would be a good place to fish. Well, it does kind of look like everything splits here, so I'm gonna consult my Onyx. And I'm gonna figure out which trail to take. It's starting to get a little bit stormy out here. Trees are creaking, rain's starting to fall, decent wind blowing up. I think it's gonna get cold and wet. We made it up here to the falls. This is pretty cool. I don't know. I'm digging it. So we made it up to the falls today. It's almost 6 o'clock, so I should probably start heading back down the trail. I definitely started up here too late. But we'll mosey on back down, see if can't rustle up something to eat. Maybe get a fire going before it gets dark. It's been a pretty good day. So we're about halfway back down to the lake. It's a much easier walk coming down than going up. I don't know. I was thinking I was in pretty decent shape, but at 6,500 feet, I can definitely feel those, morning coffee cakes and Saturday night beers. Ooh. I'm not quite acclimated to this elevation, but it's really, really peaceful up here. I think on this whole walk I've seen maybe 2 dozen people, 2 groups of backpackers making their way around the other side of the lake, and I don't know, a couple groups of people coming up and down from the falls, and they all look pretty happy. It's a really pretty place. I'm definitely gonna have to come back here. I can't believe I've never been here before. Parts of it look familiar, like maybe I fought a fire up here at one point, but those are dusty brain cells. But yeah, it's not a bad drive. Mostly paved until you get down to the edge of the wilderness, and then it turns into a gravel road. There's a couple bumpy spots, but nothing too rough. And yeah, I imagine it's a lot busier up here when the weather's nice. I lucked out and got up here on a dreary day, but I love me some dreary days. It's nice. I definitely enjoy it. I'm from Portland, so I love the rain, and living out here in the high desert, there's not a lot of it, so this is a really nice treat. Really relaxing. But I'll get back down to the lake and check the time, but I'll probably just hoof it back to camp. Getting a little peckish. I haven't actually eaten much today. I snagged a breakfast sausage on my way up at the gas station. I haven't actually eaten. So I think I'll get back to camp and cook up something. I brought food, but I don't rightly remember what I put in the cooler. But we'll meander on down this way and enjoy our leisurely descent down off the mountain. As you can see, I'm starting to run out of light. It's probably a good call on making my way back. I did stop at the lake, kind of made my way around the eastern rim, fished a little bit. Didn't even get a bite. I don't know. There's fish in there. There's big fish in there. There's brook trout and rainbow trout, and the average size is like 14 inches. So they're there. I'm just not catching them. But slowly made my way along the lake, and now I'm heading down the mile and a half back to the campground. And it's starting to get pretty dim. I thought about staying up there and seeing if I could get some good footage of sunset, but between the clouds and the rocks, I'm not going to push my luck. But I'm looking forward to getting back to camp and get a fire made. I think I got some Mountain House mac and cheese. I just add boiling water. They're usually pretty damn good. And some, what are they? The Adele's hot dogs or sausages or whatever. So I have some mac and cheese and hot dogs for dinner. Sounds like a pretty good way to go. And I don't know. See what else we have to munch on. I didn't really break into my MRE on my way out. I snacked on some almonds, but I really didn't eat anything. I'm starting to get hungry. I need to munch on something and drink a liter or so of water at least. I've had like a cup of coffee since I've been out here. It's not quite sufficient. Between the altitude and the dehydration, I expect I'll get a headache if I don't start chugging water. But that's been a fun evening. I'll try and get up early and go fish the other side of the lake tomorrow. There's a bit of a drop off on that side, deeper water, so maybe that'll work. Dig through my tackle box and see if I have some better lures or something, because what I'm throwing out they're not interested in. So far I've used the power bait and some, I don't know, little flexi minnow things. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. And blue fox. And I was really surprised the blue fox didn't work. That's like my go-to. I love those things. I've caught so many fish on those things. I like have a bell and a spinner, and inside the bell there's like this little gear looking thing, and the bell spins around the gear and vibrates, and it just, it makes the fish so angry. It works so well. But no dice. Didn't work tonight. So I guess I won't be eating trout. Oh well, can't win them all. That's why it's called fishing and not catching. But yeah, this is not a trail I want to traverse in the dark. There's a lot of rocks, a lot of little pitfalls here and there. It's a good, well-maintained trail, but it's still like unfamiliar and rocky. I don't need to trip and fall and break my arm. Nope, no hospital visits today. Anyway, we'll be back to camp in a few minutes. We'll get some food going. It's been a good day. I just got back to camp and put on some water to boil. And in the next campsite over, there's a big fat buck. He's a good sized deer. A 3x3. Oh yeah. He's a beaut. And what's funny is just right over there, there's a camp with someone in it, and right over here There's a camp family in it. And I'm standing here, I don't know, 50 yards away, talking. He didn't give a shit. Healthy buck. Wonder if he's on his own. There's more than out here. Well, it's about time for me to get something to drink. I should have drank more water today. Definitely messed up there. Oh, I got a fire going. Made myself some chai tea. I'm gonna let these kind of wet coals get good and hot, and then I'm gonna cook me some hot dogs. This guy's a little sad and a little wet, but there was a bunch of good charcoal in the bottom. So hopefully we'll have some dinner here soon. Alright, so we got dinner about done. Got a sausage and some creamy mac and cheese and a cup of hot chocolate. And my fire's doing okay. I gotta admit, it's been a while since I've had to build a wet fire. It's not as warm as I had hoped, but you know, what you gonna do? It's been raining for 2 days, so this wood's a little bit wet. That's all right. It's going. It's gonna work. Just need to have it burn until I finish eating, and then I'll crawl into bed because it's late. I'm tired. That was a good hike today. Hopefully we can get out there tomorrow, catch some fish, but we'll see. In any case, get a decent hike in. Do another 5 miles or so. That's a good day. Awesome. Have a good night. I don't know. Chicken sausages? I know, chicken sausages, but no, these are really good. It was pineapple and bacon. It was pretty tasty. Yeah. And that mountain house, those are good too. I like them. They're no cleanup, no dishes kind of thing. You boil some water, pour it in the bag, zip it up, let it sit for 5-10 minutes, Gets nice and hydrated. And yeah, they're great for backpacking and camping. Those situations where you don't really want to dirty a pan or have to use anything but a utensil, But I'm stuffed. I brought some Twinkies, roast some Twinkies, and I'm too full. I'm about halfway through my hot chocolate. I'll let this fire burn down a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit the hay. I'm kind of tired. It's like a 5-mile hike, about 1,000 feet in elevation. It was pretty good. I think that those falls peak, or the base of the falls anyway, are like 6,600 feet. Camp down here is at like 57. So, 1,000 feet of elevation gain at this height. That's a decent amount of work. That was a good time. Let's see if I can make it to the top tomorrow. But I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow holds. Y'all have a good night. Good morning, folks. It's morning 2, and it's raining like son of a bitch. I brought all this camera equipment to make, to film, and it's all fairly water sensitive, and it's been raining the whole time, so This one's pretty much being made on my phone. I'm gonna drink some coffee and hang out for a little bit and see if this lets up. But I don't know that I'm rightly prepared to go on a cold, wet hike. So I'm gonna drink some coffee, wake up a bit, see what we can do. But it was a nice night, quiet campsite. It's nice and dark. Stayed warm enough. It's probably 45 degrees out here this morning. But yeah, it's raining. Yeah. It's a little wet out here. I don't know. I'm not sure that my adventures I had planned for today are still on the table, or even wise. I mean, I could do it. But hypothermia today doesn't sound like it's on the menu. So I sit around and drink some coffee. Stand around and drink some coffee. My chair got soaked. I hid it under shelter and it should have stayed dry. It was dripping wet this morning. But, you know, it's all part of the game. It's no big deal. But it is moist out here this morning. I don't know. Drink a cup of coffee. See if this chills out at all. But I'm not prepared to hike in the rain. Fish don't bite in the rain. It might be a wash, but that's alright. Still got a whole day to do whatever the hell I want. So we'll check in a few. So I just checked the temperature and it's 38 degrees and it's raining and it's windy. I mean, I could survive in this if I needed to, but this isn't exactly recreation territory, so I don't know. Give it another hour and I might just have to dip. Because yeah, hypothermia is not something that I enjoy having. It's not something that's fun to acquire. Yeah, been there, done that. Didn't get a t-shirt. It was not a great time. And you know, I'm wearing jeans and a hoodie. I do have a wool sweater on underneath this with my long johns. But you know, soaking wet in the wind and the rain in almost freezing temperatures, it's a bad combination. So, I don't know, I guess I'll break camp, drink some more coffee, see if this lets up, but I imagine this is the extent of my day today. I'm not gonna billy goat up to 7,000 feet to go see a lake that's raining, winding, and possibly snowing. Because right here I'm at like 5,600 and it's 38 degrees and raining and windy. The Strawberry Lakes at 60, I don't know, 62, 63. The waterfall's at 66. Little Strawberry Lakes at 7. And I imagine that 2,000 feet of elevation gain, it's probably snowing up there. Not doing that today. Nope. But it's been a fun trip so far. Well, I don't know. I'll see if I can find anything cool to do. But I don't think it's gonna be here. It happens. Can't win them all. So it's been about an hour and a half. It's still raining. It's still 38 degrees. I don't know. I'm gonna finish off my coffee and head into Prairie City for a conciliatory hot chocolate or something. I don't know. It's I just wasn't prepared for this kind of weather. This is early spring weather and it's 2 days from July, so I don't know. It is what it is. Can't win them all. That's, you know, it happens. I can't count the amount of times I've gotten rained out on a camping trip. It's pretty common here in the Pacific Northwest. I remember one time my mom took us up to Olympia. Where was it? It was one of the campgrounds at Olympia National Park. And it was the middle of summer. Must have been 80 when we left Portland. And we got up there near the Ho and set up our tents, and it started raining. And I woke up in the middle of the night in a puddle, like inches of water. It was insane. Wound up sleeping in the car, but you know, it happens. You come out here to experience nature, and well, nature happens. So I'm not too upset about it. I was hoping to catch some fish, but you know, it's not the point. But I think I'm gonna head out, clean up the campsite, and mosey on down the hill. So thanks for coming along. It's been a good time. I'm glad you joined us, and we hope you come along for our next adventure.